96.7 KCAL rocks. I am back and fired up to talk some sports with our guy, Pep. What is going on, Pep?
Hey, Patrick, first off, welcome back. And I got to confirm a rumor that's just been swirling around the Inland Empire that as soon as you heard that Russell Wilson was staying in Seattle, you hustled up there to get that confirmed, because that's what we've been hearing, that Russell Wilson is not going to go anywhere. He's going to stay with the Seahawks, at least for now.
Hustled up there to secure the quarterback in the Northwest to make sure everything was cool.
Had to do it.
You know, if you're a Rams fan, I'm a 49ers fan, that's kind of bad news, man. I was actually hoping Russell Wilson was going to bail and go somewhere maybe to the AFC or whatever, but it sounds like from his teammates at least that next year he will be a Seahawk. But Patrick, what do you think long-term is he going to be in Seattle?
I think he's going to be in Seattle because part of the reason is I don't think he's going to leave because the Seahawks have to pay like some $40 million or whatever. I'm not saying it's impossible, but for some reason I think a lot of this was just kind of like the Brett Favre retirement talk. Like there was kind of a slow news/business day, and that was kind of the thing that kind of carried us through. I think it's all BS.
Do you think it's one of those things where it's all going to kind of depend on how well you guys play next year? If you play well, then obviously winning heals all. But if you start to go bad, obviously people are going to bring up like maybe there's a tip between Russell and Pete Carroll.
Holy crap, 40 could be right about that. It's all about how you play.
Exactly. You know, I think maybe it was a little bit of leverage too. You know, maybe Seattle Seahawks fans were taking him for granted. Russell Wilson is such a fantastic quarterback. Maybe he's like, guys, I want to be here, but help me out. Like he's been saying, like we need some help offensively. We need some help up front. Listen, let's not waste my prime years right now. And maybe he's just using this as leverage. Like, guys, I could go somewhere else. I don't want to, but like that's a possibility. So let's make this team better while I'm, still a young man.
Well, if he wants to win so badly, maybe he could take a little bit of less money, like a lot of other quarterbacks are doing, to make the team better. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not sure who you guys have like week 1 of the NFL season, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that after an off season where Russell Wilson's camp, not him, was talking about how bad his offensive line play was and all those guys are coming back, I'm going to say Russell Wilson gives up a sack on the first play of the NFL season.
40, if you ever hear Patrick's camp wants to talk to you, it's over.
Yeah, that's going to be awkward when they report to training camp. You're like, oh, hey, there's the guys my camp called out. This is going to get weird.
Yeah.
So Russell Wilson was the big news. But, hey, locally, I want to give a shout-out to DeMonte Casey, the pride of Cajon High School in San Bernardino. He's a former defensive back for the Atlanta Falcons. In fact, he led the NFL in interceptions just a couple of years ago. He has signed with the Dallas Cowboys. So if you're a local Cowboys fan, I know, I'm sorry, 40. But, yeah, DeMonte Casey going to the Dallas Cowboys.
Very cool that an IE guy gets a job in the NFL. I love it.
And he's in a division that's wide open. They could easily win that division this year.
There you go.
Yeah. The Cowboys, obviously, they like to go out there and spend a little bit of money and bring some guys in. And DeMonte Casey's great. I know he's coming off an Achilles injury, so I think there's question marks there. But obviously, one of the top defensive backs in the NFL when he's healthy, led the NFL interceptions a couple years ago. So congrats to DeMonte Casey. Now, guys, we got to talk a little college football, and because this time of the year, we do have spring football right now. These college programs like USC, UCLA, they're going through spring football right now. And at USC, this is such a bizarre and weird story that a homeless individual literally made his way into the USC football facility, and he was hanging out with the team, eating with the team, practicing with the team, hanging out in the jacuzzi with the team. This homeless guy just... He was embedded with the Trojans.
I mean, do you give him some props for penetrating, or, this homeless thing has really gotten out of control.
I give him all the props in the world for having, the balls to pull off this move. What does this tell you about the USC football program that they don't recognize this guy's not on the team? The coaching staff doesn't recognize this guy's not on the team. They're in shambles.
Los Angeles.
It's one of those deals where this guy was fielding punts. You know what I mean? Like, he was out there with a helmet and jersey. Like, how did it even get that far? Like, what is going on? And I know, obviously, we're not going to get the whole truth because they don't want the whole truth to get out, exactly what happened. But, yeah, that's what we know. Like, this guy was actually homeless, got onto the USC football field, put on a uniform, and was practicing.
It goes all the way back to Pete Carroll bringing everybody into practice, right? Maybe they thought it was like Jackass returning punts. Remember when he did that?
I wouldn't expect a whole lot of USC football this year is what I'm going to say.
But the thing is, maybe he was good. Maybe the coaches, before they kick him out, were like, wait, hold on. Can you take one more punt? Let's just see. Let's just make sure. Can you return kicks here?
You could have had some speed.
It sounds like the water boy Bobby Boucher here, an episode of that famous Adam Sandler movie about a guy just walking on and finding a way on a team. And here's another Adam Sandler reference because I'm a big Sandman fan. I love Sandler. So first off, congrats to Hideki Matsuyama winning the Masters, but really the guy who grabbed a lot of love on social media, and that's the true barometer of what people are following, was the guy who finished runner-up for the United States, Will Zalatoris. He resembles the caddy for Happy Gilmore in Adam Sandler's classic golf movie.
Right, because this guy is very slight, if you will. This dude is a stick. He weighs like maybe 115 pounds. He does hit the ball a ton, but he does look just like that caddy that Adam doesn't realize is his caddy, and he thinks he's stealing his clubs, and he starts beating the hell out of that kid.
Wearing one shoe.
Kid's a pro now.
And what's crazy is, so Adam Sandler reached out to him, he finished runner-up at the Masters, so he's a great golfer, but Adam Sandler reached out to him on Twitter, and he turned around, and when he responded, this is so cool, he actually had a famous line from the Happy Gilmore movie on some of his clubs, and it was like, man, this was like a match made in heaven, like the two totally knew what was going on.
Pep, he appreciates what Happy Gilmore did for golf.
Who doesn't?
See?
I just thought it was hilarious. But yeah, again, congrats to Hideki Matsuyama. He won the Masters. Zalatoris was runner-up. And, of course, all that love from Adam Sandler online. And finally, guys, to baseball, it sure didn't take long. I mean, this escalated quickly. The Dodgers and the Padres have already separated themselves as the two best teams in all of Major League Baseball, and we kind of saw it coming. I just didn't know it was only going to take like 2 weeks of baseball for them to jump out in front and have the most wins in the MLB right now.
Yeah, it is so far so good. I mean, it's not very far into the season, but it is going as planned. It is looking like these two teams are very good.
Are they peaking too early?
They could be.
The classic question.
Hey, you know how it goes, Pep. Sometimes you can hit that slump kind of thing, but both of them hitting a slump, these teams seem pretty damn good.
Yeah, if they slump, it's not going to be for very long. There's too much talent on these rosters. Clayton Kershaw, he looks great again. He had a shutout yesterday against the Nationals as the Dodgers swept Washington. I mean, yeah, I know it's early and we can jump to these conclusions really quickly, but we kind of knew the Dodgers and Padres would be the best, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks into baseball, they have the most wins in baseball.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen is pitching well. Kershaw's pitching well. It's way too early. It's going to be the kiss of death.
Exactly. So it's going to be fun. And we knew this was going to be a horse race between the Dodgers and the Padres for the National League West title, for the National League pennant, and to get to the World Series. We knew these were going to be the best two teams. And right now, 2 weeks, I know it's a short sample size, but they're the best two best teams out there right now.
Pep predicted it, and that's why he's our sports guy. Tell him how to get your stuff.
Hey, Inland Sports. Follow Inland Sports, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. If you like local sports, we hit it hard. That's Inland Sports.
Thanks, Pep.